Just start.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna.
Are we over here?
I'm gonna actually invite some people.
I ain't got my phone either. Let me go get my phone. Talk to
Invite people.
Talk to the people.
Hey, Richard, how are you? Hey, Ben. Hey, Natasha. Hey, Ashley. Sandra Dennis, welcome. Hey, Robin. My husband went to get his phone. Y'all tag and share. Tag and share.
Is this thing on?
Oh my God.
Hey, who that is?
Hey, Janelle. Hey, Eva. Hey, Ples. Hey, Wendy.
Hey, what's cracking?
You represent the single folks. Okay, Ashley. Not for long. Not for long.
Actually, you looking?
She's single.
You single?
We trying to hook
okay,
people up.
I got you.
She not ready to be hooked up.
Send me them credentials.
Can you go to
I
your
got
page?
people.
Go to your page and share my
I got
video to
people.
your page, please and thank you. Y'all excuse him. He don't know Facebook Live etiquette. Hey, Shonda.
Shonda, what's going on?
Hey, Danelle.
What I'm supposed to do?
Go to my page.
Go to your page. I ain't got no type of Facebook etiquette.
Hey, Rhonda.
Who? Oh, yeah, what's up?
Rhonda Young. Hey, Amanda.
Amanda,
that's my financial. You don't know Amanda.
I do know
that's
Amanda.
That's my financial peace partner.
Yeah, she from Rochester, right? Yeah. What's cracking? I know.
At any rate, hey Tyrus.
Tyrus, what's up, Claire?
Exactly, right? Tasha. This is what I don't do. I do my own Facebook Lives without him because he be trying to take up time. All right, we're gonna start in like 2 minutes. Can y'all tag and share?
Get married some people on here.
Amanda, you getting married this year? Carlotta, hey Carlotta.
Husbands. I see all these women. Where the men at?
Only women.
Real dudes, stand up. Where you at? Hey, tag some of your boys up in here. Hey.
So Richard was on, and
what's up, Richard?
It was another guy on. Tyrus,
I know what I'm saying. I need some more. Where the men at?
Thanks, Shonda.
Where the men at? Let's go. Let's do this.
Men. Marriage Uncut Capri. Somebody tag Capri.
You are limitless. Yeah.
Somebody tag Capri.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well.
Carlotta. Sorry, it's delayed. I'm gonna tag Capri, so I know he's at work. He said he would jump on. All right, 1 minute, guys, and we're gonna talk about Marriage Uncut, Straight Talk, No Chaser. Where are the men, Rhonda? I don't know. Hey, Maria James, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. On the end. You ain't said nothing yet. Hey, Tarina. Tarina has been trying to get us to do videos and Facebook Live.
We in here.
Tarina has been asking, can we like Facebook Live her into our marriage small groups? And I keep telling her no.
No. Because you mess
like
around
Vegas.
Record that. I'm trying to.
It's like Vegas for
I had to put a hit out. I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, Kristen, Marie, she was in my stage play. Hey, Leah. Hey, Prophetess S, how are you? Shar, thanks for joining. Lisa Harris, thanks for joining. Yeah, be good, because Prophetess Sonia F, she don't play. KB Bates is in the house.
What's up? Hey, got the marriage invite. I got that.
Yes, we got the marriage invite.
Guess who's gonna be up in the house?
We come.
Who you register that? Hey,
Walmart.
Hey, everybody out here,
they registered at Walmart.
Get this dude a gift. Him and his lovely wife, the songbird. Yes.
At any rate. All right, y'all, it's 9 o'clock. Hey, Gary Green, Pastor Gary Green.
Pastor Gary Green, yes, sir.
Cynthia Wright, Stephanie Bennett, my GGT people on. All right, y'all, we up to like 21 people. We are talking about Marriage Uncut, Straight Talk, No Chaser.
No Chaser.
Many of you know, last year we launched the book,
No Chaser.
Marriage Uncut, Straight Talk, No Chaser. I am now working on book number 2. Jermaine opted not to be a part of number 2.
Creative differences. Differences.
What was the creative differences?
You keep editing my work. I want my words to come out the way I talk. You be editing it out. I talk a certain way, and I want my words in the book. So
in the book he had, I'm not gonna be able to do it.
I'm not gonna be able to do it.
Proper English.
Anybody that know me know when I say I'm not gonna be able to do it, what that means. And I want to be in a book like that.
We're trying to be like international bestsellers. So, KV said they not registered at Walmart. All right, we got you, KV.
I got you,
Jamel, hey Kim. But at any rate, Jermaine is not in part 2. He opted not to be in it.
Be on the lookout for the memoirs of Jay Johnson coming soon to a bookstore near you.
So he has his own leadership books and books that he's working on.
I am.
Now he's trying to break away from So It Is Written. He's done his debut.
No. So It Is Written. That's the coattails I'm riding.
He's done his debut with the Marriage Uncut. Now he's like, okay, I don't want to be a part of part 2. So amen.
First of all, they wrote too fast. It take me a long time to write.
Okay. Anyway, we launched Marriage Uncut last September. Many of you know the book did really well. We had an interactive panel discussion at the Crystal Room. Shout out to Vanessa Lynn with the Crystal Room and the Emerald Room.
Yes.
And so the book has been doing good. We're working on part 2. It'll be released in Troy April 5th. And I know correct grammar, right? Danielle, he don't know. So
who was that?
April 5th, we will release part 2. It's brand new authors. I think Natasha's on here. Natasha Crawford is a part of it. Orlando Crawford, her husband, is a part of it.
My peeps.
Yeah. I'm in it. Jermaine is not, but it's all good.
Don't keep saying that.
Yeah.
I'll throw a story up in there today if you want me to.
Jermaine is not in it because we are already like on the way to print. He's not in it. Yeah. Hey, LaQuisha. And we have Connie. Connie is actually from Ohio. So Connie lives in Dayton. But Connie is a part of this project. And my girl Robin is on here. But Robin was not a part of this one. I was sad. So so it's me, Natasha, Orlando.
It's a new crew. It's good though. It's a whole different perspective.
Yeah, it's a new crew. So Orlando is holding it down for the guys this time.
What up, Orlando?
Orlando,
you got this.
He's not on Facebook.
He gonna watch it. He good.
Hi, Roseanne. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Pastor Lisa.
Yeah.
And so tonight we just want to jump on really quickly and talk about one of the big things we run into when couples come to us, and that's sex versus intimacy.
Yeah, and let's just start by saying I always preface this every time we talk to a couple, because we talk to a lot of couples here and there. We are not counselors, not yet. I'm going to school right now.
I'm not trying to be a counselor.
I am. I actually enjoy it. But,
I don't.
But we are not counselors yet. So we consider ourselves coaches. I mean, when I say coaches, usually coaches, they played the game, they know the game. So we've been into the game. We've been in the game, 15 years now?
We failed at the game for like 10.
You gotta lose before you can win. We lost a lot.
No, we lost a lot.
We lost a lot. Lost stuff. Money.
Like he threw my clothes out in the snow. It's not funny.
It was funny when it happened.
It wasn't funny when it happened.
You ran them over though. I mean, who runs
I was on my way to Greater Grace Temple. Shout out to the Greater Grace Temple people on the live. I was on my way to church. I was 7 a.m. service. Y'all know you leave the house early, like 7:30.
I was trying to make sure you had the right clothes with you.
He threw my clothes out in the snow, but we won't talk about that. At any rate, we lost at the game for 10 years, 11 years before we really started winning at this game. So we've been married 15 years.
What was the turnaround? What do you think the turnaround was?
I don't think we want to tell them what the turnaround was. So part of the turnaround was marriage boot camp.
Yeah,
that was a big part of the turnaround.
It saved us.
Transformed us. Totally transformed.
And I didn't want to go.
He didn't want to go. He quit in the middle. It's a 10-week course.
I didn't quit.
No, I went on vacation. He quit.
I went though.
He went and then quit, and then he texted me like, I'm not going back. It's a 10-week course for married couples, and he agreed to go, but the whole way through, he was like,
not the whole way, like about week 6.
Exactly.
The Lord spoke to me. He was like, boy, stay your butt up in there.
Exactly.
And I got
the Holy Spirit talked to him. Exactly.
No, but on the real though, that's one of the things we always talk about though. Is the being spirit led. When you spirit led, sometimes it makes you do things you don't want to do.
Right.
That's why I've been kind of prompting people with what's your deal breakers in marriage, like husbands, wives, what's your deal breakers? But give me a deal breaker. There is none. But to me,
but I was getting ready to say, because even with that, a lot of people they go into marriage and say these are my deal breakers, but you think that's your deal breaker, like a lot of people say,
until it happens.
So they like, you cheat on me once, I'm out. Are you? You think you out.
You can. I mean,
and you can be out. Like the Bible legally says, you can leave. It doesn't say you have to leave. But most people would say, oh, if you cheat on me and we married, like it's over there. It's a done deal. But when you got kids involved, you got mortgages and cars, and you got to split stuff.
And let's be clear, it's not about the stuff.
It's not about the stuff.
God
about the family.
granted, or Moses granted people divorce back in the Old Testament because of the hardness of their hearts. That's what the word says.
Right.
But in the New Testament, when Jesus never granted anybody divorces.
Right.
He never did. He just didn't, And that's the new covenant. The new covenant tells us to husband love your wives as Christ loved the church. Since the new covenant, there is nothing that your wife, and I'm speaking to husbands right now. That's my thing. I always go after the men because I feel like men. I do. Well, because I feel like we're the cause of everything. We're the head.
They're not gonna like you.
You ain't got to like me. I'm giving you word. We can.
Y'all heard that? Y'all heard it here. Record it. Write it down. Okay. The men cause everything. It's their fault. Go ahead.
Now you put words in my mouth. I said they're the cause, as in they're the head. So take ownership of it. Take ownership of it. Head is the head that wears the crown. I always tell people that. People don't understand what that means. Yeah. Head is the head that wears the crown. When you're the head, when you're loving your wife as Christ loved the church.
That's right.
There's nothing she can do that's unforgivable. Nothing. If you look at what the church did and what the people did to Christ.
To Jesus Christ.
When you look at that, cheating, been there, done that.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, pornography, whatever.
Right.
It's a lot of things out there. Biggest trick of the enemy is thinking that you're the only ones going through it. So whether it's pornography, whether it's the lack of communication, whether it's, sexual incontinence. One of the things we're talking about, we're going to bring up is sex versus intimacy.
Right. Sex versus intimacy.
Whatever it is, yeah. You can come back from it.
Right. So getting into that conversation, a lot of people think that sex and intimacy are interchangeable. Danielle, I don't understand your question. You said confession. Confession of what? Is that a confession of us? You didn't get married on Cut Part 1. Like everybody on the line.
Confession? Yeah.
Yeah, we that's not a confession right now. Like we already knew.
We already knew.
Danielle, like read your book, girl.
Tip for tat. We did it.
Yeah, like that's it's in the book.
And I just want
to get the book.
I want people to understand, there's a lot of marriage ministries out there, and a lot of ministries, because we go to some small groups too, where to build us, where they're the marriage ministry that gets you to that next level. But we like to gear towards those who are in trouble, because that's where we work.
911, you want life support.
Right.
You moving, she moving, somebody car backing out the driveway, like we splitting the kids, we splitting bills. Like, okay, great.
And that's the whole point. That's the whole point of Marriage Uncut is because a lot of times people want to talk about the stuff,
they don't want to talk about the ugly, the indifferent, just
about he at work, flirting, or she at work flirting, or some dude flirting and buying her lunch.
Yeah.
Or they ain't having sex, or
right.
Whatever the case might be.
Right.
She looking at porn, or he looking at porn, or whatever the case
the things that we don't want to talk about.
Yeah, that's what we specialize in. We deal with it. Like, hey, there is nothing we're not willing to talk about.
Right. And it's a lot that we probably have been through that a lot of people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
That it's just like when people come to us and they like, well, he cheated. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not, and it's not us making light of that situation.
No, we're not making light of it. But
don't get me wrong, it's hard.
But it's hard. Do you want your family? Do you want your marriage?
That's the first thing I always ask a guy when I talk to a guy about marriage, and he wants to talk about his wife or the situation that he's going through. The first thing I ask him, do you want your family?
Right.
And are they worth fighting for? That's a simple yes or no question. Right. If the answer is yes, all right, let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
Right. Oh, that's
Danielle,
she was talking about. That's what she was talking about, confession. She was like, I was listening to your husband say it's the husband's fault. So anyway,
don't take that home with you. I'm just telling you. Don't use that.
Don't try this at home, Danielle. All right, so we are 10 minutes in. We're gonna get into sex and intimacy. We're gonna get in and we're gonna get out. And
is there a difference though?
And that is not a pun, like to get in and get out. Y'all didn't get it.
Get in and get out.
Whatever. Anyway.
That's the sex part.
So a lot of people think that sex and intimacy are interchangeable. Y'all can comment. Y'all can ask questions. Like, I think it took us a long time to realize that intimacy was much deeper than sex. Like, I think about Sunday. Sunday, like we learned this at DWO. Sunday, we was like booed up at church. Like I'm on him. Like I'm on his lap. I'm laying.
I got a couple feels in.
This is in church. Like I'm holding his hand. Like we on the
marriage bed like, is undefiled. And where I put that bed, hey, it might be on the pew.
Yeah. So we like booed up in church, and so you don't see a lot of couples do that, particularly in church. But we do that in the movies. Or we do that when we're out on a play or when we're out on a date at dinner. So why is it any different when we're in the house of God? Like I held his hand the whole time during service, but that's something we picked up once we went through marriage boot camp. And that was
shout out Mr. Ron LaShawn for showing us the way.
Mr. Ron LaShawn. And also that was the culture of DWO. So you knew married couples at DWO because we wasn't sitting like this, like it's this big gap where a whole nother person could come in. We like under each other, listening to Bishop, like, leaning in, like half asleep. And so I think a lot of people, when they hear intimacy, they think physical. They think, they think there has to be something physical going on. But it could be a text message.
Yeah, and a lot of people, I mean, because we do it all the time. We'll shoot each other a text. So I ain't gonna put them up. No, that would probably be a little bit too much. Yeah. That's a little too much. But no, a lot of people think that men don't do intimacy. And for men that do confuse intimacy with sex, I just think that's a little, it's immaturity. And don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong with that. It's something I had to learn as well, because sex is sex. And don't get me wrong, men still have urges, but there's a different.
Well, there's have urges too.
Exactly. Yeah. And exactly, men still have urges, but there's a difference than me having a feeling for some random girl and me having it for my wife.
Right.
Like just being with my wife to me is, I mean, when we're getting intimate, I mean, just being with her to me is just as sometimes can be just as good as sex. And don't get me wrong, there's still the time where you got to get busy, but but no, hey, we married. Hey, if you ain't married, get married.
Get married. It's the best thing that'll bless your whole life.
I'm trying to tell you.
We just had to get through the first 10 years. But
no. But that's one thing we gotta tell people. It takes time.
It does take time.
It takes time.
But I can say the last 4 or 5 years far outweigh probably the first 10.
Yeah. And it's funny. Our original mentors, Deacon Rick and Venus, Deacon Theus, they used to say that, and I used to be like, every year gets better. I'm like, that don't make sense.
That's not what's happening. Because we at year 10, and I still want to leave.
So Mama B, Rick, I get it. I see it now, because it does.
Not only we see it now, but we tell other couples. It's like, you had 6 months. Give it a minute.
And it's so funny. I remember we used to do the couples Sunday school class at Greater Grace. Yeah. And Rick and Vino used to just look at us, they still wet behind the ears. And I used to look at them like, whatever.
Right.
I get it. Yeah. I get it now. So yeah.
It makes a difference. But a lot of people will argue, I think the world will argue that sex is equivalent to intimacy, and it's not. You've got to think of worst case scenario. If your spouse is sick, or if your spouse is having problems with their genitalia, for lack of a better term, and they can't physically do anything sexually, how can you be intimate?
Exactly.
So can you kiss? Can you hug? Can you send love notes?
Can you just sit there and hold hands?
Yeah, can we hold hands? Yeah. He'll kiss my hand in church, and we passing the offering bucket.
I pray over her booty every morning.
Did you just say that on the Facebook Live?
I did. It's like that.
That's why. Yeah,
I do.
Exactly.
I pray over the booty every morning. I have to lay hands. If not lay hands, that's my preferred.
But that's another good point too. I want to reiterate. Part of that intimacy is praying with your spouse every morning. For some people, it's at night, but making sure that you don't go
daily.
24 hours without praying with your spouse.
Daily. I don't care if you're not seeing your wife. And I'm talking to the men right now. I don't care if you're not seeing your wife. Call her, text her a prayer, pray every day. It's your responsibility, Mr. Head of the household, Mr. High Priest of your home. It is your responsibility. pray with. And don't get me wrong, there's times when we gonna fall short. There's times when
Yeah.
she gonna have to cover me. She does. There's times I don't rent. I'm be
Ran out the
transparent.
house.
I done rent out the house and I'm mad at her for some reason. She done
Yeah.
something crazy and I done rent out the house. Or I done
Yeah.
done something crazy. It doesn't matter. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, just let's be clear. It's our responsibility. Sometimes that I rent out the house and I didn't cover her. That's me.
So that's how
me.
that's how I know you're mad, because I know he covers me in prayer every morning. So if he goes 2 or 3 days and he ain't covering me in prayer, I'm like, oh, there's no, listen,
Now
there's
sometimes
no
there is
way.
some legit times I'm just running late.
No, not 2, 3 days in a row. There is
Not
no
3 days
way.
in a row. No, not no 3 days.
There's no way you can legitimately pray for your spouse and be mad. Like, you can't stay angry with me talking to Holy Spirit like, yeah, God bless my wife, but I ain't really feeling her right now. Like, you can't say that.
It's so funny because I look back and we doing this mess and I just think back like Rick and B, and I look at Mr. Ron LaShawn, and they said they can't remember the last time we argued. I can't believe I'm at the point now where I can't remember the last time we argued.
I can't.
Okay. Was it a real argument?
Yeah, it was a real argument.
When was it?
Anywho,
I don't remember.
back
Hey,
to
it must have
sex
not been
and
that
intimacy.
serious.
Yeah, exactly.
Wasn't to me at least.
But again, if you're praying over your spouse, if you're sending those text messages throughout the day, if you're doing the little things, when it does come time for sex is easy. Sex will be easy.
And for the men, I'm gonna say this, and this is gonna get a little personal. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, because a lot of times, and I've talked to dudes where the wife won't give it to them, and
it's like a punishment.
Yeah,
it's like a punishment.
But then they'll go masturbate. But a lot of times, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can go masturbate, but you're still not feeling that urge. When you go and I know uncut. If you have that, the problem with masturbation, and you're not fulfilling that urge, that's because you're not meeting that intimacy requirement that you need.
But spiritually, even masturbation opens so many different portals, so many different doors to your bedroom, that it's like, in your mind you think, well, I'm not cheating with a physical person, like I'm not hurting anyone, but you are. It's almost like you're replacing your spouse.
It's like you say, the sin is when you think it. So yeah.
Right. Well, when you think it, then the enemy works through lust of the eyes, lust of the flesh. So you think about pornography, and it's like, now, okay, after you've watched it so much, are you comparing me now to what you've seen on TV? And if that doesn't add up to that, are you now dissatisfied?
And I know I've talked to couples before too, where they didn't think it was a problem, watching it together. And you know what? I ain't gonna say each his own, because I don't agree with it. But if you do that,
that's a good topic, because the word says the bed's undefiled. But if we watching it in the bed, is the bed undefiled? If we watching it together.
All I'm saying is, the moment you start looking at another woman, or me look at another woman, or you look at another man, or whatever you looking at,
it's a group of people on the screen.
No judgment, whatever you're looking at. But when you start doing that and you start getting that lust, there's a difference between lust and love. You know that. When if you're looking at TV and you're getting aroused, it's lust. Get mad if you want.
Why else would you watch porn?
It's lust. But I'm saying, a lot of people say they do it to A, and it's something fun. You're having fun lusting. Hey, I'm just telling you.
You saying people use it as like a teaching tool, or what are you saying?
I don't know what people use it, because we ain't never did. Well, have we?
No, I don't think so. No.
Maybe not.
But anyway,
maybe
wow.
Back in the,
like
the BC, before we was married.
Before Christ.
We were living in sin back in the day. Yeah.
Before Christ.
Yeah.
But at any rate, sex versus intimacy. Yeah, uncut. Sex versus intimacy. We just came on really quick to say, in marriage, there's a distinct difference. And I think a lot of times in marriage, a lot of marriages fail not because of sex, you lose that intimacy piece.
Yeah.
So intimacy is like into me. So if I like writing, he can like,
that's that boot camp.
He can like bring in a fancy pen or a journal or like writing utensils, and I'm like head over heels. Now he can bring in a Coach bag, and I'm like,
no,
thanks, Michael Kors bag.
You know what the best thing I ever did that and I ain't done it in a while, because if I do it now, that's because it seems rehearsed. But one time I left her a sticky note in her car.
And how long did I leave
And
it there?
I'm gonna say that sticky note. I don't. Yeah, that sticky note.
I let
the wind
that
probably
sticky
blew
note
away because it turned to dust.
No, and I left that sticky note on my dashboard. He put a sticky note on my dashboard that might say like, "I love you, have a great day." But it was on my dash for like months because my love language is words of affirmation. That's another thing that we won't even get into tonight. But if your spouse's love language is words of affirmation and you giving me gifts, that's not even comparing to what I really
I got some words for you.
You whatever. Anyway, questions, comments, y'all. We definitely wanted to come on and plug the upcoming marriage boot camp. Not only Marriage Uncut, Straight Talk No Chaser Part 2, which launches April 5th at the Troy Hilton Garden Inn. I will be there with the Aspiring Writers Association of America.
Am I invited?
I don't know if Jermaine is coming or not. Like I'll have the other book there for him to sign since he's not a part of Part 2. She said she would love a sticky note in her car. We gonna inbox your husband and tell him that I'm gonna have my husband inbox your husband with the sticky note so that Cliff, thanks for joining. You gotta go back and watch.
We can all be friends.
Yeah, so the Marriage Uncut book launch is April 5th. I'll be there. I know another one of the authors, Natasha and her husband will be there. And then Marriage Boot Camp.
Marriage Boot Camp. Now, let's be clear. That's probably one of the reasons why I did this Marriage Boot Camp. Hey, everybody on here, people always, they call us, they want counseling or coaching, as I call it, because I'm not a counselor.
For free, though.
Yeah, I don't, you know what? See, that's going to be my problem when I do become a counselor. I don't like charging people. Oh. It's because I have a spirit of help. I like to help people. But I need to pay my bills too.
Seed.
Yeah, it is what it is. God provides.
Mm-hmm. So
Jehovah Jireh, God will provide.
Anywho, so back to Marriage Boot Camp.
But anyway, Marriage Boot Camp. So everybody, they call, but we are willing to pay to do whatever we want to do. Go on vacation, to go do whatever.
Right.
But how much is Marriage Boot Camp?
Marriage Boot Camp is.
I'm gonna put it up.
How much it is now.
It's not much, but it's worth it. It's what? It's 10 weeks.
It's 10
week course.
And it's intense. I mean, you have homework, you have assignments,
intense.
You have prayer points.
Yes.
You have it's every week you have homework.
It is why we are sitting here today. It is why.
Yeah.
Period, point blank. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't be here. And I'm just be honest with you.
Yeah.
We were on. We're on the verge of divorce.
Robert McLean. All right, we're gonna inbox you. I know y'all work at the plant too, and so that's another thing. Marriage Boot Camp is usually, I know this semester coming up is on a Tuesday evening. It's on Tuesday evenings. It's usually about 2.5, 3 hours each Tuesday, but it's for 10 consecutive weeks. So for the people who work nights, it's kind of hard for them to do Marriage Boot Camp. But yeah, this semester is gonna be real good. This is what saved our marriage.
And it is. It
literally
is.
Like when we entered Marriage Boot Camp, we were on the rocks. We were like signing divorce papers. I had met with a lawyer. He had met with a lawyer. He had put some money down with a lawyer. Now I hadn't gave the lawyer no money, but he lost about $5. We had split our taxes in half. We had already.
She had an apartment.
Yeah, we had tried separation. Well, I didn't really stay there, so that don't really count.
You still would have bought an apartment.
I went and signed the lease. I took all the furniture out the house. Yeah, it's just
left me sitting on studs.
No, he had the bed. He got the bed. I got the furniture.
Yeah, because I bought you a new bed.
Yeah. So Shatina, that's a good question. It's not sometimes, he could probably miss. So here's the thing. If he misses one class, but you're still there, it still counts as you all being present. But a lot of the information, both parties have to be there because a lot of the activities are interactive where you have to do it with your spouse. So it's not a lot of time where you're just being taught. We're actually doing exercises.
Very interactive, very interactive. Yeah. Every time. It's once a week. I say a couple
Tuesday
hours.
Nights. Yep.
Like I say, it's why we're sitting here today. So it's to me it's a must that people we're willing to pay. What they say? What's the saying? You pay for what you want, beg for what you need.
Yep. Pay for what you want and beg for what you need. And and don't feel like coming to Marriage Boot Camp is for the people who are in 911 situations. We've had people who've been married 6 weeks up to people who've been married 25, 30 years.
Absolutely.
And they just want a fresh start. They want God to do something new in their marriage. And so Marriage Boot Camp has transformed the way we see communication, our finances, everything.
It really, it meets you where you're at, and it takes you to the new level, to a next level, no matter where you're at. If you're low, it's going to take you higher. If you're high, it's going to take you even higher.
Yeah.
So no matter where you are, it will meet you. You ever been to a church, you heard a message and you feel like that message was specifically for you,
mm-hmm.
and then somebody else said the same thing and y'all got two different things out of it? That's exactly how Marriage Boot Camp is. Because every time we go through it, we've gone through it, what, how many years
right
now?
Well, we're like teaching in it now,
Yeah.
but the benefit is we still get to help other couples go through it. So
but we get to sit through it too, and I get something every time I go through it.
See
every
different
time.
Yeah. Like for me, the finance piece, we didn't adopt that until we were probably teaching. We were like, well, I didn't grasp the finance piece until we were probably into our third season of teaching others in Marriage Boot Camp. Like we had went through it, and then we had went through like 2 or 3 cohorts before we got the finance piece. And it was like, oh, okay, well, we just do what works for our household. And it's like, no, God really has a biblical way for couples to handle their finances. So, what you choose to do is what you choose to do, but listen to the voice of the Lord. So we thank you all for listening. Hope this helps somebody. There is a big difference between sex and intimacy. If you know somebody who is married, come on now.
I'm sorry, my bad.
If you know somebody who is married, engaged, dating, please tag them in this video. We would love to talk to them, or we would love to send them more information about the upcoming boot camp. Again, it's going to be on Tuesday nights, starting in, is it April? Starts in April, for 10 weeks. So it's a 10-week boot camp. It is called the boot camp for a reason, because it's intense, but it will transform your marriage in 10 short weeks. We've seen it happen. Like, we are a walking billboard for Marriage Boot Camp. We got black shirts now.
I'm a black shirt, y'all.
Yeah, they would know nothing.
I don't know why they gave me no black shirt.
Yeah. But when we started, our shirts were green. Now our shirts are black. So that means something in the Marriage Boot Camp. But you got to come to boot camp to see what that means. So, you got any closing comments?
Yeah, April 2nd through June 4th. Tuesday, and it goes from 6:30 to 9:15 weekly.
Yep.
So please inbox us. You'll see the links on both our pages, the flyer. So if you want to sign up, please sign up.
Yep.
And then also let us know how we did here. If there's some other things like, we
want to see videos.
Yeah.
Inbox us questions.
Because a lot of people asked us to do this for a while, but it's been me that's been kind of lacking, because I don't.
He's slacking. Y'all know I do Facebook Lives all the time by myself. So, anywho, hope this helped. You're going to have to end the live video because I'm not close to the button.
What I got to do?
You just got to hit end live video. Oh,
Where?
my God. All right, good night, y'all.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Easy.